Hello, children. Good morning to you. Today we are going to discuss a new lesson from Civics. From Civics Democratic Politics 1, which is Electoral Politics. Chapter 3, Electoral Politics. As we have discussed two chapters in this lesson, the first lesson is what is democracy and why democracy, and the next one is constitutional design. Okay. So, as democracy needed a free and fair election, a free and fair election. So, we have to elect our representatives. We have to elect our representatives through the election where the people will vote for their own representative to elect them. So, this is a lesson regarding elections. This is a lesson regarding elections. So, electoral politics. Okay. How we will elect them? With the help of voting. How we will vote? How we will cast our vote? With the help of the machine EVM, that is electronic voting machine. Electronic voting machine. So, the action of elected as formal and organized choice by vote of a person for a political office or other position. Okay. What is the assembly election process? So, there was an instant given age 35. Just read out all that. You will come to know. The procedure of the election is first, what they'll do, they'll keep elections. Before that, we'll be having the political parties' campaigns. Okay. So, after that, elections will be done by through the election. On the election day, the people will come and cast their votes in the electronic voting machine. So after that, they'll be declaring the result after few days, that is 3 days after only they'll declare the results. So those who are in majority, they'll be the they'll be ruling the government. Okay, so this is the process of election. The next subcontent is why do we need election? What is the need of election? Elections as a democratic are a democratic way of selecting representatives. So democracy will ensure the right choice of the people's representatives at regular intervals of time. They ensure that the representatives rule as per the wishes of the people. Elections help voters to choose representatives who will make laws for them from the government and take major decisions. The voters can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. The election is a mechanism by which people can choose their representative at regular intervals and change them if they wish. What are all the choices? What are all the choices are given to a voter during election? They can choose who will make laws for them. They can choose who will form the government and take major decision. They can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. The next one is what makes an election democratic? Okay, what are all the minimum conditions of a democratic election? The first one, some non-democratic nations also have elections, but they are not real choices. The conditions where everyone should be able to choose. That is, everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. That is universal adult franchise. The next one is there should be something, or there should be parties and candidates to choose from, freedom to contest, and a wide choice for people. The third one, elections must held at regular intervals. Next one, candidates preferred by the people should be elected. Fifth one, Election should be held in a fair and free atmosphere to be democratic. Okay, so these conditions are not followed in many so-called democratic nations. Okay, the next one is it good to have political competition? Is it good to have political competition, that is electoral competition? What forms does political competition take during election? The most obvious form is the competition among political parties. So there should be competition among different political parties. As in our country, India have multiple party system, so we have many parties at the constituency, that is at each and every state level. It takes the form of competition among several candidates. Okay. What are the merits of political competition? In the name of party politics, many unwanted practices are followed. And also it creates a sense of disunity. There should be political disunity. Parties level allegation against each other of using dirty tricks to win election. Long-term and sensible policies cannot be formulated. Good people do not enter politics. So these are all the demerits. What are all the merits of electoral competition? Elections are good because they force the ruling party to perform. The government is aware that it will be voted out of power if it does not perform as the people expected. It forces parties and leaders to perform, so competition is good. Political competition may cause divisions and some ugliness, but it finally helps to force political parties and leaders to serve the people. So these are the merits. How do we deal with the situation where the political parties and leaders to win the election? One way is to try and improve the knowledge and character of political parties. The other way is where the political leaders are rewarded for serving the people and punished for not doing so. Okay, and how does electoral competition help? What electoral competition does to the people? Regular electoral competition provides incentives to the political parties as well as leaders. They'll raise the issue that people want, and they'll get their popularity, and there is a chance to become victory. That victory will increase in the next election. But if they could not able to satisfy the people's target, then they lose the election in the next period. Okay. Political parties to be motivated, and they must force to serve the people. Okay, even if the shopkeeper is interested only in his profit, he is forced to give good services to the customers. Only then the next shop, the customer will not go to the next shop. So the same way, political competition will also give divisions and some ugliness, and the leaders to serve the people. Okay, children. With this, I conclude today's session. We'll see you the other content in the next class. Thank you, children.